Aspire to a clean career, leaving no shame for descendants. Hello everyone. Welcome to Encountering Chinese Case Stories. Cases judged by Bao Gong. Today, I'm going to tell you a story called Stealing the Credit. It is said that Emperor Renzong, recognizing the hardships endured by General Yang Wenguang and his troops on the border, sent Bao Gong to reward the soldiers. As Bao Gong rode through a certain area, a sudden whirlwind swept through, causing him to shiver involuntarily. At the same time, the whirlwind carried with it the sound of sorrowful wails. Bao Gong's heart tightened, and he thought to himself, "It seems there must be someone around here who has suffered a great injustice." He immediately ordered his attendants to stop and decided to stay at a nearby official residence, intending to visit the underworld that night to uncover the truth. As soon as Bao Gong arrived in the underworld, he saw 9 soldiers gathered together. Upon noticing him, they immediately approached and presented their lawsuit. Their faces were pale and full of sorrow, their resentment palpable. They reported that their achievements had been wrongly claimed by others and handed their petition to Bao Gong. Upon reading the petition, Bao Gong saw that it stated, "The cruelty of war makes the lives of soldiers incredibly fragile, and this has always been the case. The generals sacrificed themselves for the country, and the soldiers, without hesitation, went to their deaths fighting the enemy. It was like feeding food to the mouth of a tiger, and the horror was akin to boiling a fierce bird of prey in boiling water. We, the soldiers, hope to gain official positions and rewards through our service to the country, even willing to sacrifice our lives for the nation. After death, we only wished for some recognition and honor. Even if it was just a piece of paper with a title, we would have gladly sacrificed everything. Yet now, our commander, General Yu, not only took away our accomplishments but also had us 9 soldiers executed, preventing us from defending ourselves. Now, General Yu sits in his military tent, showing no remorse for us soldiers who risked our lives. We fought to the death, and in the end, General Yu was rewarded and prospered. This fills us with immense pain, and seeing the blood stains from the knife marks on our necks, our hatred only deepens. We hope for some resolution in the underworld. The knife scars still remain. We beg you, Bao Gong, to judge us according to the law. Now that we have met you here, our grievances will surely be cleared. Even though we are already dead, as ghosts, we can die without regret." Bao Gong looked at the petition and asked, "Based on the accomplishments you've described, I have some doubts. You were just 9 ordinary soldiers. How could you have defeated 3,000 well-equipped enemies?" One of the soldiers responded, "General Yu thought that you wouldn't believe us, so he claimed all the credit for our achievements. Everyone says that Bao Gong, you are a brilliant judge, so if we only tell you the result, you wouldn't know what we went through. It's understandable that you wouldn't believe our words." Bao Gong smiled gently and said, "Then please tell me the entire story in detail." One of the soldiers continued, "At that time, the enemy was attacking fiercely, and General Yu led 500 of us forward to battle. We were defeated and returned in shame. That night, Several of us were angry about the defeat and decided to sneak into the enemy camp to launch a night attack. The 9 of us crept into the enemy's camp, set fire to the tents and granaries, and as a result, 3,000 enemies were killed or wounded and lost their ability to fight. This success made us overjoyed, and when we returned to the army camp, we reported the matter to General Yu, hoping for recognition and rewards. However, instead of being promoted, not only did we not receive any reward, we even lost our lives. General Yu took all the credit for the action, but, fearing we would confront him about it, he framed us with a baseless charge and had all 9 of us executed. We, the powerless and helpless soldiers, had already suffered hardships, and now even our credit was stolen. Without the credit, we were condemned to death, and even after achieving military success, we could not escape the fate of being killed. Upon hearing this, Bao Gong sighed and said, "Such a thing actually happened." He then ordered the ghost attendants to bring General Yu's soul to the underworld for questioning. Soon, General Yu's soul was brought to the underworld courthouse. Bao Gong looked at him sternly and said, "You are truly a great general. To steal the accomplishments of 9 soldiers and claim them as your own. Even if you took their credit, at least you should have spared their lives. But no, in order to prevent them from revealing the truth, you had to kill 9 innocent lives. You only knew how to silence them by killing, but you didn't think that even without their heads, they would still come here to seek justice." After saying this, Bao Gong ordered the ghost attendants to torture General Yu so that he would confess. Knowing that his crimes could not escape the underworld, General Yu confessed. "I was blinded by greed and should never have stolen their credit, nor should I have killed those who had made such contributions. Please spare my life and send me back to the human world. I will certainly honor the achievements of these 9 soldiers." Bao Gong, furious, said, "You still dream of returning to the human world? You must suffer in hell." Immediately, a ghost attendant placed a pill in General Yu's mouth. As soon as he swallowed it, he felt his body catch fire, his muscles melted away, and he eventually turned into a pile of powder. The ghost attendant then blew an enchanted wind over the powder, and General Yu's soul reformed into human form. In pain, General Yu cried out, "Had I known that I would endure such suffering today, I would have given my position as general to those 9 soldiers. Compared to this pain, I would rather have had nothing at all." The soldiers standing by, hearing this, cheered. Karma is real, and justice is served. We finally have a chance to vent our anger. Just then, a deafening wail echoed from outside the door, as if many people were crying. The cries seemed filled with endless sorrow, darkening the mountains and dimming the sky. A ghost attendant rushed in to report. "The voices outside are the cries of the souls of the nearby dead. Each of them is seeking justice for their wrongs. There are thousands of them." Bao Gong was shocked and said, "This underworld courthouse is too small. Go tell the people to send a few representatives to speak, and have the others wait outside." The ghost attendant obeyed the order and brought 2 representatives from the people to the main hall. Bao Gong asked them, "Why are you crying outside the door?" The 2 replied, We were once people of this land, but we were innocently killed and have come to tell you of our grievances. As common people on the border, life was already difficult for us, often suffering from raids by either foreign enemies or bandits. However, over time, we had developed our own ways to deal with such matters, so it was not considered a big deal to us. But one day, when the enemy came to attack, General Yu led his troops to fight but was defeated. He refused to admit his failure in command and tried to cover it up by killing thousands of innocent people like us. He beheaded us and claimed we were the enemy forces, using our deaths to fraudulently claim rewards. We are just poor souls, and when we heard that you had come to the underworld to pass judgment, we knew that you, with your power to move between the realms of the living and the dead, could help us resolve this matter. After hearing their story, Bao Gong was stunned and said, "Such a horrific tragedy. It seems that this General Yu will never be reborn as a human." With that, the ghost attendant placed another pill in General Yu's mouth. He immediately ignited, his flesh and bones turning to mud. Then, the ghost attendant blew another enchanted wind at him, and General Yu transformed back into human form once again. The two individuals saw their enemy's fate and joyfully said, "How satisfying! This General Yu killed thousands of innocent people, and whatever punishment he receives is not enough." Bao Gong replied, "Tell the wronged souls waiting outside that, since the enemies and bandits have been so rampant, disturbing the peace of the common people, it is not enough to just punish General Yu. I allow you to transform into vengeful spirits and go after the bandits and enemy forces disturbing the peace of the people. Let these 9 soldiers be your commanders, bringing those evil people to the underworld, where I will deal with them. As for General Yu, his crimes are beyond measure. I sentence him to fall into the deepest hell, where he will never be reborn as a human." He then said to them, "Tell those wronged souls, if their suffering was caused by the foreign invaders, they should not only seek revenge on General Yu alone." Finally, Bao Gong wrote, "Generals should indeed prioritize military achievements, but true achievements are in repelling enemies and protecting the peace of the people. General Yu, as the commander, was incapable of gaining any military success, and in the face of defeat, he harbored wicked thoughts to steal the achievements of others. Not only that, but he also killed innocent soldiers and civilians in his greed for credit. How can a country tolerate a general like him, who lacks righteousness and integrity? Today, executing General Yu alone is not enough to make up for the lives of the 9 soldiers, let alone the thousands of innocent civilians he wrongfully killed on the border. General Yu is filled with wickedness, and I sentence him to eternal damnation in hell, where he will endure cruel punishment." After finishing the decree, Bao Gong ordered General Yu to be sent to the deepest hell. At the same time, he comforted the deceased soldiers and civilians, encouraging them to proceed in their mission to kill the bandits. With the verdict passed, everyone left joyfully. In the story, Yang Wenguang is mentioned as a renowned general of the northern Song dynasty and a descendant of the famous Yang family generals, known for their resistance against the Liao dynasty. Historical records about Yang Wenguang are scarce, but he is believed to be the son of Yang Zongbao and Mu Guiying. He is said to have participated in battles defending the Song dynasty and displayed great bravery, though specific historical details about his achievements are limited. Yang Wenguang is better known as a literary figure, prominently featured in works like The Generals of the Yang Family, where he is portrayed as a clever and courageous young hero, fighting alongside his parents and upholding the Yang family's legacy of loyalty and valor. As a symbol of courage and loyalty, Yang Wenguang's character has become widely recognized in Chinese culture and has even influenced neighboring East Asian regions. His stories, often adapted into plays, storytelling performances, and other forms of media, are imbued with legendary qualities. Alright. That's all for today's case story, Stealing the Credit. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please also encourage everyone to comment and share more. We'll see you in the next episode.